Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Fascist Ireland. In the last episode, France capitulated in this communist war. So, I'm going to be able to transfer all of my men that were on the French front over to the Russian front. And then, from there, we should be able to do some serious good work. Because my reinforcements consist of a fair amount of anti-tank equipment, which is going to be good because I assume the Russians, as they usually do, have a fair number of tanks. Or at least they're building them up. So we're going to reassign over there. The war goal against Sweden should still be in the works. I'm going to grab my horses. We're going to put them into a new division. We're going to have them do garrison duty. And we're just going to garrison across France. Try to keep the resistance down so we can keep using their factories. Now, horses are good at suppression. Oop, don't need that one. And that way, we don't get all of our factories smashed up. Alright, something like... Oop, oh my. Of course I've done this. That is one of my biggest pet peeves. Clicking on the airport, and it makes you... Ugh. Anyhow. So we'll do that. And we're going to do division assignment. They should all be assigned. So they should spread out. There we go. So we can at least keep the suppression high in a few zones. Now I'm going to wait to assign these military factories until I have some better tanks. Sweden should be pretty much a pushover once we start that up. They're pretty strong right now, but I think with Norway having all these fleets and different things, we should be able to make that work. I might potentially work on getting these guys in this new round assigned up here, since they do have a field marshal there. Let's see what we have here. We have 2 units that are unassigned, and we'll go ahead and assign them to this, and then assign them to the front. So Germany is going to be transferring a ton of troops from where they had assisting me in France over to the communist border, so I think we should be able to do this without too much resistance. We do have free naval dockyards right now, only one, but we could set up a whole nother line on doing battleships, and I think I'll probably do that because we are going to want the battleships. Military factories will save. We do have resistance to our occupation, but these horses should help out, especially if I can change them to have an MP division at some point. So we're doing naval strikes and destroying French communist fleet. That's fine. They're not going to be too much of a threat anyway. Alright, so now we're going to start doing some tanks. We're going to go Great War tank and then try to rush down the side of the heavies, because it's a few less researches that we're going to have to do. I saw Quill18 do that in one of his episodes, and I thought that was pretty clever. The heavies are slow, but once they're researched, I think we'll be good. So these guys, I'm going to pump them off green, get them over there, because I need them to reinforce this line. Because Sweden has more men than I had initially anticipated. So we're going to go... but we need to be on a conservative approach. Communists are doing a few pushes on us. The Soviet Union, in other words. I just keep calling them communists for short. Okay, what do we have here? All these fleets. No commander. Oh, I think I docked these guys. So let's go ahead and do convoy raiding. I think we can do... right. Just to ensure. Okay, there are some pushes being made. This looks fairly thin. I don't see too many tank divisions, if any. So the anti-armor heart attack is going to be interesting. Let's see. Yeah, they are spread out. I do need some tanks pretty desperately badly. just for that extra punch. Oh, okay. Well, let's grab these guys. Our Italian volunteers, and I think I'm going to transfer them into here. Yeah, that's fine. This guy is way overdone. I think I'm going to promote him to a field marshal. He's going to lose one of his abilities, but he's going to be level 4, and he'll be able to learn new ones. But having a larger army is certainly going to help him. Let's go ahead and assign. They should all be assigned. Such a long border. I really should clean it up more, but... Alright, so we've got that done. We are working on our carriers. Let's go ahead and do fighter 2s. That way I can get the carrier variant of those by the time we get the proper carriers. Okay. I don't know why the British are pressuring nationalist Spain, but that's fine. So we should be able to heavily push into the Soviet Union now. Things are looking much better. Still working. Our dockyards are almost finished. That's going to be great. We do have some damaged infrastructure, probably in France. All right. I like the way this is going. Now, it could be a questionable decision to declare on Sweden. I'm just not that afraid of them, or the Allies anymore. So, let's see. In our trade, no, in our diplomacy, let's see who is on the Allies. We got Canada, Australia, New Zealand, South. Yeah, I'm not scared. That does not intimidate me. Pushing there. French Commune's got a little slice here. British Empire should probably clean that up. Free India can be pushing for us in that direction. That'll be good. Let's see. We still have the military factories. I'm not going to be building Great War tanks, I can tell you that much. Let's see. Our national focus. That could be good. I do have plenty of convoys. We might as well trade with the United States. If the United States does get involved, we're going to be in much worse shape. So it might not be best to declare on Sweden until we've taken care of the communists. But it is only 1941. So we've done away with a lot of the power pretty early on. We're not going to have to invade Japan. They're on our side, which is great, because invading Japan can be a huge pain in the ass. Unless you have nukes, and in which case it can still be a huge pain in the ass. Just keep pumping over there. So once I have all those divisions, I think their makeup is strong enough that we should be able to push through Sweden pretty easy, as long as we got a double amount of people on that line. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to get more people going to the Russian front either. So for this next one, we're going to go ahead and assign them here. I don't like that both these armies are teal. Probably change that, if I remember how. And I don't. Oh, it's up here. So the 18 men is on the Swedish line. No, I don't recall. Not that vital. So let's get mechanized effort and transform that into armored effort so we can get the heavy tank going quicker. They do have a lot of mechanized, so they are going to be able to reinforce fairly quickly across their lines. But they do have it kind of heavily grouped in areas. I think we can probably make some pushes here. It doesn't help that I have my men spread so vastly thin, but... And I'll probably stop making men after 3 more runs of this. Just to save manpower. Okay. So once we get our big navy built up, I'll probably start using it a little more, but without a critical mass, it's hard to justify using them right away. I question whether this Sweden move's a good one. Really don't want the United States involved. World tension's high enough they could join in. Limited intervention. What does that mean? Limited intervention. They're at war? Who are they at war with? No one. Interesting. I think we declare on Sweden. And just basically dare the United States. Potential enemies. That's fine. I'm not worried. I got Luxembourg in here. Let's go ahead. We could probably invite Germany. I don't think it's going to be necessary, and it'll divert their troops from the Russian border. So we'll wait on that. Oh, okay, so they're Soviet. That's fine. That is totally fine. That's good. So it's not the United States, it's just more Soviet territory for us to take. Now, let's go ahead and activate that plan. Why can you not activate it? There we go. Those units are going in those directions. Interesting. Why do they have advantage here? Okay, it's because they have air superiority. So what I'm going to do... How big is this airfield? Fairly sizable. So let's add a... fighter wing up here. Do that. We're going to do this and have them... control southern Sweden, I suppose. Now we're going to do air superiority. Ooh, we're vastly outnumbered. They do have a lot of fighters. It might be in my best interest to rush even more troops over there. What do we have here? I don't... What is that? 5? Oh, it's submarines. Okay. That's fine. We can change a government aspect, and I think I'm going to go with... I don't really use the special forces. Let's do recovery rate. Not to say special forces aren't good, but I don't know that they're necessary. And why do we have a double front line here? I don't necessarily understand that. So I'm going to go ahead and delete all their orders here. Because we don't need a double front line. We need a single front line. Very good. Okay, we're going to assign all of them to this. And then we're going to give them... then we're going to give them the attack order on Stockholm. They're not going to do it. There we go. Now we go. Double line was unnecessary. We are pushing into Russia a bit. And we are sinking Russian convoys, which is great news. We do have carrier 1s. We're going to try to keep going here. Get our carrier 2s. Alright. We seem to be experiencing a bit of lag. Not necessarily ideal. But the game does start to slow down as time goes by. So you're not even really defended here. So, I can grab this guy, bring him over here. If we can make a mad rush for Stockholm. It won't work, probably, but it is worth a try. I think we are getting fighters shot down. It's not too important. We've got plenty for the moment, and I'm just saving up for my naval fighters anyway. Alright. Let's get that push moving. Let's make sure to hold this guy so he can't intervene. This. Very good. I'm not really going to micromanage the Russian front, not at the moment. There's so many of Germany's troops there, it's just going to get complicated. Don't want you to do that. Abandon that attack. Okay. So let's see unit production here. We can bump them off. Alright, so that was our last wave of that. We're just going to work with the units that we have for now, and once we get tanks, we'll start putting them in. So I'm thinking once we push through Sweden, we should declare on Finland and push them back as well. We got our encryption, that's going to help in some battles. It is still 1941, so let's go and get some more decryption. No more research slots available. Free military factories, we'll get there. I am surprised Sweden put the bulk of its enforcements up here. We could probably just avoid that altogether. Especially if we can push through here. He is pulling back. This could be a viable option. So Sweden's units are comprised of... Okay, they got a decent composition. It's not the absolute best, but I've certainly seen worse. So this is the slow grind. The Soviet Union always takes quite a while to actually accomplish what you're trying to accomplish. Let's see, Expeditionary Force. I don't need your men. That's fine. Okay, you are getting attritioned. I think it's because the supply might be poor here. It's probably because we have too many men in a low supply area. So I'll probably have to beef up my infrastructure here. At least get a little in. Or maybe it's because I don't have an actual naval port here. That could definitely be it as well. So let's go get a naval base. At least there. So we can start getting our supplies in. Repairs are taking quite a while on everything. I think it's the French still have resistance here. Yeah, they're still breaking things. But that's alright. We do have some enforcements in the way of the cavalry to at least keep the outside clean. So what are you planning on doing? That's probably alright. That would eliminate their air cover, which would give us a big advantage. I like it. Good work, soldier. Okay. So that should take all their airplanes out of operations. Those guys are all grouped there, so you might as well cut that guy off. That's a pretty good plan. I like it. Just a little bit of a horse fight there. That's not where I'm intending to zoom. Okay, I wouldn't do that. You're just going to ruin your own organization, and they're going to come back after you. So once you get over there, we'll have encircled that guy. Then let's do something like this to encircle that one. We'll get supplies from here, which is going to be great. Come down there. crossing. Just a scouting run, just to see. That guy should run out of supplies fairly quickly. Allies are gonna attack him. Okay. I think this guy might actually be able to make the push. Especially if that mechanized infantry of Germany's is going to back me up on this front line. Okay, that's another encirclement about to take place. The more of those, the better. Yeah, you do that. Let's widen this up. You can take this. And we can cut their country at least in half. Probably population-wise, anyway. Alright, very good. Still want those light tanks. The research is still going to take quite a while, though. Okay, so you should be cut off. They should all experience some pretty heavy attrition there. I want you to stay where you are. You're not going to, though. This could be it, boys. This could be it. Stockholm's probably going to be defended. I know we're making a ridiculous border gore here, but if it works out, it's going to be tremendous. We'll take Sweden out, and then we can take Finland, then we can open up a new front on the Russians and spread them thin. And if they're spread thin, we're going to be in much better shape, because I think collectively we have more men. I think Stockholm probably doesn't have very good national unity, so this should work out. Okay, so that belongs to us now. Sweden... Oh, you have decent national unity. Okay. What should we take from you then? I think this guy needs to go take these ports. Gothenburg, okay. Let's get him up here. Running along this line. I don't think the AI is going to be able to handle this, so we should be able to just do fine here. They have too many regions to try to watch and control, and we're moving too quickly. This guy will potentially want to take Stockholm back. Okay. Well, his organization is pretty low. Let's cancel that. No. Nope. Just stand there. Okay. Well, you're going to bugger off. That's fine, I guess. You're going to... Okay. Just about there now. There should be no reason to stand there. You might as well push and hold the mountains. It would be a defensive advantage in the first place. You can do that. Everything else is probably fine. Okay, this is a major push through. They've probably reassigned their troops further south to try to take their capital back. Let's do something silly like that. Not quite. I would like you to go stand in Stockholm, or at least take this airport so we can have complete air superiority. Taking that port, good. Well, this will close. This should be over. Especially if that run succeeds. Now this is why it's nice to have mechanized and tanks, because you can move much quicker through these regions and really get these surrounds going, but I don't think it's going to be necessarily too vital for this particular one. we're pretty much already there. They should capitulate.